All right, good Friday morning. Today's Friday, October 27th, 2023, and this is your Friday safety meeting. My name is Dennis Davis. I work in the safety department. The safety department is located in the Z building, southernmost building on this part of the campus. We're on the ground level, so not the basement or not upstairs, ground level, center of the room right next to the pillars. So if you ever have any questions, comments, or concerns, don't hesitate to stop by, and we promise we'll do our best to get you the answers that you need. We do this Friday safety meeting 52 Fridays a year. So John will be here on Black Friday. I probably won't be here. So he'll be here on Black Friday. We do this every week. This is your meeting. Bring up the challenges and the issues and the triumphs that we have at the company. We've got a great lineup of speakers today. Today's going to be a fantastic meeting. Of course, as we do every single Friday, breakfast is free. So at all three of our locations. So if you haven't had breakfast yet, jump in line, place your order. Don't get too outrageous, and then we'll get you taken care of. So John Blansett is our guy that's in charge of all the food services here at all of our locations. Him and his team do a fantastic job of taking care of all of us hungry trucking professionals. So at each of our locations, if you would, give those folks a round of applause. All right, so we are live here in Springfield, Missouri, and we are simulcasting at our outside terminals, Pittston, Pennsylvania, and Salt Lake City. And of course, we are live across the socials. So welcome to our folks that are listening in live, or maybe even sometime in the future on Facebook, YouTube, and LinkedIn. So we really appreciate you tuning in. We'll be transparent. Like I said, we don't have anything to hide. We're pretty proud of the things that we do as a company, and especially proud of the things we do as a company from a safety standpoint. So we'll go east first and see who we have with us. I think we've got Richard and Rick with us this morning. Good morning, guys.
Good morning.
Some fantastic energy. Good morning, guys.
Good morning. Good morning. Hey, Rick Gifford here, safety supervisor, and I got standing next to me Richard Brock. He's our terminal manager or operations manager. I apologize, Richard. How you doing this morning?
Doing well. Good morning. Again, my name is Richard Brock. I work down in operations. We got nice sunny weather here today. It's a little bit of a drizzle, but it's going to be in the 70s, so we're excited about that. Through the weekend, it's going to be 72, but we're going to be dipping off into some cold fronts next week, so something to be thinking about. As far as you're planning your trips and things like that, it is going to get down into the 30s next week up here in the Northeast. So we're going to have to prepare for that. But things are going well up here. We got construction going on up in the bunk room. Framing will start on Monday is what Rick Yarbrough is telling me. Scheduled to be done around March is what he's telling us. So good news coming that way.
Excellent news. Of course, we've got some improvement going on here in Springfield, here in our main foyer area. I think that's supposed to be done here really soon, so I'm really excited to see the results of that. And of course, always excited to see the new things going on in Pittston. Just some recent updates. We've got Cardinal Sleep there on site. You've got that carpet in the long hallway, I think, is being updated. So great things going on in Pittston. And of course, Richard, tell us just really quick, what you guys are doing as far as a driver development standpoint.
Yeah, that's great. From a driver development standpoint, this week we had about 25 PSDs in orientation this week. They're all out with their trainers and already working. There's a few here. We got a couple here inside the room here, and they're enjoying their breakfast. But we've also got the modernized training standards that have been put in place up here in Pittston. So if you're a driver that's interested in instructing, or maybe you've done that before and you're looking to get back into it, it's a perfect time to do it. With the new training standards, you'll find that it is going to be a little bit different. You will need to get recertified. So if you've got 2 years of experience and at least 6 months over the road solo, we would encourage you to get in here and start training and helping out the future of the fleet.
Awesome. Hey, thank you guys so much. Thank you for being with us this morning. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, don't hesitate to jump on the microphone. All right. Always loud, always present, but we never see anybody on camera. So let's go west to Salt Lake City. I think we've got Tyler Patrick and Aaron Ward. Good morning, guys.
Good morning. Yes, good morning. How's everybody doing back in Missouri?
We are doing fantastic. We've got Tyler Patrick, the best road assist guy that ever lived, left me to become something bigger and better. And then we've got Aaron Ward, the pride of Rogersville, Missouri. Good morning, guys.
Good morning. It's going great out here in Salt Lake this week. We had a good orientation class. All those students are already out with trainers, so we're a little bit light in here today. But winter weather has arrived. It's 32 degrees on the drive in this morning, and we've got snow in the mountains, and we had snow down here in the valley yesterday even.
Well, it's that time of year. It's coming. But, of course, we're not going to make any excuses. We were ready for it. We've been talking about this for the better part of a month and a half. So now that it's here, it's game time. It's time for us to show what we learned, put our patience into place, and perform. So, Tyler, what you got going on these days?
Glad to be up here again today. I always like getting a few minutes up here on the camera, just talk about things that are going on, specifically here in Salt Lake City and more or less just, overall throughout our shop groups. As winter approaches, a lot of these trucks, they just don't like it. We start seeing increase in batteries, brakes locking up, tire issues and things of that nature. One thing that we typically struggle with about this time is shop capacity. However, this year we've done a great deal of extensive training, getting our technicians' efficiency built up. And across the board right now throughout Pittston, Springfield, Manuka, as well as out here in Salt Lake City, we have tons of tractor shop capacity. So, versus taking your equipment over the road and trying to get things done, work with your maintenance advisor, work with your fleet managers, try and route through these terminals and utilize that lower cost, that hourly rate reduction that we have here at the terminals. It's going to keep money back in your pockets. We typically have a better turnaround than these over-the-road shops, as well as the qualities there as well. So, typically this time it does get tight. However, we've done a really good job this year. Pittston just finished up some very extensive Freightliner training. It's DTNA training. We have a individual actually come live on site for a while. He spends 6 weeks working with our technicians. And at the end of this, they are Freightliner certified technicians. They take that with them when they go. So a lot of really important things going on in the shop, but mostly we're opening up capacity as well as parking spaces. So when we go through this winter months, we'll have yard capacity for you guys to be here, as well as the capacity through our shops to take care of your needs as well.
That's awesome to hear. So just real quick, at any of our locations, do we have any former or past or present driver advisory board members? Quickly raise your hand. There you go. One of the feedbacks that we got for a long time, shop capacity. You talked, we listened. Those folks have made it available for you to get into our shops at each of our locations. So thank you, Tyler, you and your team in Salt Lake City, and of course at our other locations, the folks that are taking care of our equipment. We appreciate you so much. You are a part of the safety team. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns out in Salt Lake City, don't hesitate to jump on the mic.
Awesome. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
All right back here, Springfield, Missouri. Good morning, folks. I love the energy this morning. Good morning. I see a few neon vests at each of our locations. And, Richard talked about having 20-something new students coming in. So folks that are new to Prime, DC, BC, CC, whatever your C class is, if this is your first week at Prime, at each of our locations, if you would stand for just a second to give us an opportunity to welcome you to the team. Thank you guys so much. Man, you were a little bit reluctant to stand up for a second. I was wondering, you're like, oh, should I do this? But okay, well, good. We appreciate you being here. We appreciate you making the decision to come to Prime. We've bumped up our recruiting efforts a little bit here lately in anticipation of a little bit of shift in the freight network. But you had choices because we vetted each and every single one of you drivers. You guys had choices. We made sure that we are bringing in the best of the cream of the crop. You've got a fantastic criminal background. You've got a fantastic work history. And even though you don't quite have a CDL yet, your driving record is quality. So essentially, you had the choice of any trucking company you chose to start your career with. And we're so glad that you chose us. But hopefully, we'll be the best provider and the best customer service provider to you. So in turn, you can be the best customer service provider to our customers. So, and of course, we've got a few veterans out here in the crowd, a few folks that have been here at Prime for a little bit of time. I won't ask you to stand, but I'll just say welcome at all of our locations. Welcome home. Get your butt out here and carry some freight. We need you generating some revenue. So we appreciate you being here. Not up here all by myself. I've got John Harden here from the safety department. Good morning, John.
Good morning. How are you?
Good. I think I rattled off about the first 15 minutes without anybody else.
You did. I about got breakfast.
Not today. Go ahead.
All right. Well, good morning, everybody. My name is John Harden. Again, I'm in the safety department. So welcome everyone that's here for the first time. We want to especially welcome you, welcome our veterans back that have been out there for a while. But, like Dennis had said, we're very happy that you're here, and we think you made a great decision with your career moving forward. And just a couple of things about Prime, since you're new to the business and industry in general. We're a very transparent company. So any questions you have, please feel free to ask. Ask anybody. Have a great relationship with your fleet manager, your road assist advisor, your log advisor. Come by and talk to us in the safety department. And as Richard mentioned up there with the new students, just like yourselves, as you're coming in, if you're looking down the road, and you'll hear a presentation up here probably in the next few weeks about the power of training. It's never too early to start asking about that process and what you can do moving down the road to advance your career here and make more money. So, if you have a good trainer and you appreciate what they did to help you get started in the business, it's a great opportunity for you to take that knowledge and then pass it along as you become more experienced and are driving here at Prime. So never too early to start thinking about that.
We've got a jam-packed lineup today, so you want to jump right into it?
We will. We were talking about inspections. Last week we had 128 inspections, 78 clean. So we had a pass rate of 61%. So give yourselves a round of applause for that. Great job. And every week, Dennis looks at every inspection. This week was my week to go through them. And there's a couple that I wanted to talk about, and I wanted to just get a show of hands because I know we have some in here. How many million-mile drivers do we have at any of the terminals, right? So we see all the hands go up. So you guys take a lot of pride in your safety record, right? Every day when you get up, you've got a game plan. You go out, you execute that game plan, and you make good, smart decisions out there. And this is why you've got 1 million+ miles out on the road. All right, Ben? All right. So how many of you are just as compassionate and just as worried about your compliance record? Okay. So safety and compliance go kind of hand in hand. And we've talked a lot about our CSA scores. And going through these inspections this week, we've got a lot of low-hanging fruit, as Steve likes to say. We saw a lot of speeding violations, and our trucks are governed at 65 miles an hour. So we're not passing people, on I-20 or anything like that. These are speed limits coming into populated areas, cities, whatever the case may be, construction zones. So please pay attention to those signs. Please make sure that everybody understands we don't have that 5 to 10 to 9 mile an hour leeway that maybe the four-wheelers get out there. So speed limit's a speed limit. And we really need your help with getting our CSA, our compliancy turned around. Our top 3 violations are speeding, seat belts, and our number 1 infraction is fail to obey
Traffic control device.
traffic control device. So stop signs, stop lights, bypassing scales, etc. So really focus on those. We need your help. We're going to be talking a lot about that. We sent something out in the weekly safety staple yesterday, so please read that on your Prime app. We're going to have 2 more parts of that over the next 2 weeks.
So, and anytime we start to have the conversation about compliance or about our CSA scores, I'm pretty sure everybody's picked up by now that one of my pet peeves are 2 things: the seatbelt, not wearing the seatbelt properly or not wearing it all, and of course, the handheld devices. Anytime I get a microphone and I'm talking to a group of folks that are going to be driving on the interstate with everybody else in the motoring public, I'd be remiss if I didn't say the words, put the phone down. So important that we're not texting, we're not searching for directions, we're not dialing, we're not, doing any of the things that potentially could be done. And it's not just your phone, it's your tablet, it's your Qualcomm box, it's your whatever handheld device you got in the truck. Your attention needs to be on what it's supposed to be, keeping your head on the swivel, checking your mirrors, and paying attention to the traffic around you. So I just wanted to jump in.
Hey, no problem at all. So next thing we're going to talk about is weather. We did have our first weather-related accident this week, so that time of year is here. We want to make it very clear again. We talk about it a lot, but you're the captain of the ship. And if you don't feel comfortable driving in the conditions that you're in, we ask that you do not. We have important customers, we have important freight, and we want to make sure that it gets there, but we want to make sure it gets there safely. And none of it's more important than you guys right here. So if you're not comfortable, get a hold of your fleet manager. They'll communicate that to the sales coordinator. And our customers would much rather hear that we're playing it safe and taking care of their freight than taking any chances out there on the highway.
As we talk about weather, by show of hands at each of our locations, how many folks think that weather is a cause of accidents? Anybody? Couple people? Couple hands? Well, I'm gonna tell you that weather does not cause accidents. Weather does not cause accidents. I'll say it for the third time for the folks in the back that may not have heard me. Weather does not cause accidents. It's the way that we operate within the given conditions that potentially causes accidents. And, like John talked about, first time for this winter weather season, we had an accident that potentially had some winter weather as a contributing factor, but primarily a couple things that we're always going to say. The first thing we want you to consider in winter weather driving is, anybody say it? Consider not driving. Okay? Consider not driving. It's crazy that a trucking company will tell you that consider not driving. Weather situations, they're not here to stay. It's an outlier if a storm comes and stays a week. Typically it's about a couple hour period where the worst of the storm is in a specific area and it just keeps on moving. All right. So if we wait it out, sometimes 2, 4, 6, maybe even a whole 10-hour break, that gives enough time for the weather system to pass, Mother Nature to take its course, the local jurisdictions to treat their roads, other traffic to kind of plow the way for you. If you just wait it out a little bit, the driving conditions could be a complete 180 from what they were in the worst of the conditions to a couple hours later. Much safer, much less risk, much easier to operate in. So next, I'm gonna ask, we got somebody real quick?
I think we got a gentleman with a microphone over here.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'd like to seek some guidance from the safety department. I understand that you were saying the weather can't be a reason for an accident.
Mhm.
Shut it down, all that. I agree with that. What's your guidance on if we're the receiver or shipper for that matter, the weather's bad, you cannot stay at that location. And what's your guidance as far as that goes? I got a critical event going 18 miles an hour because the roads were slick. There was nowhere to go. So, I guess you guys could say, if you're going 12 miles an hour, it wouldn't happen, or 10 miles an hour. But, what's your guidance as far as that goes? When you can't stop somewhere, you can't shut it down, you have to leave. Just guidance on that would be great.
Sure. The first piece of coaching is always, and I stole this from Steve Wucky, don't be a victim. All right. Believe it or not, winter's going to come every single year. It's going to happen this year, and I promise you it's going to happen again next year and the year after that. All right. Communication is the key. All right. Of course, with today's technology, weather's never going to be a surprise. We know it's coming in. Communication with your fleet manager. Hey, where's the safest place I can go? With apps today, we can reserve parking. We can do a number of different things. We can make a call. We can get Steve Wucky on the line at 10 o'clock at night and say, hey, we need for you to get permission from this customer to shut down there until the weather gets okay. And we can probably work it out. But the coaching is make that initial phone call. Tell us what the challenge is. Tell us what the problem is, and give us the opportunity to assist you. All right. I understand you got a critical event. Critical event is not the end of the day. All right. I'm assuming you didn't have an accident, right? All right. So really, that's what the goal is in any of these situations. If we get a critical event, you're going to probably get a call from your fleet manager. They're going to coach you through it, and then we're going to move forward. All right. The coaching may be, hey, let's get pulled over as quickly as we can. No harm, no foul. But the two things I want you to take from that is, one, don't be a victim. Two, make sure you communicate and let us know how we can best assist you. Fair enough? All right. Right on. So next we're going to call up Jeff Chisholm. Jeff wears a couple different hats. He sits next to me once, so I'm pretty sure he hates that. But, so one, he deals with cargo claims, and he's the the guy that's going to be negotiating anytime we have a problem on that end. But also, Jeff is also the bulldog that'll go after other companies when they hit us, and we need to collect from them. So kind of talk on two levels about those two things. Good morning, Jeff.
Good morning, everybody. How's everybody doing this morning? Hey, so just want to take a few minutes and touch on the accident claim portion of this. We get multiple calls every day that says, hey, I encountered someone like Paul Higgins on the road. They've hit my vehicle. It's got damage. What happens now? What do we do now? So we've got an accident subrogation department, which is primarily myself and another person. So, and here's kind of the process of what happens if someone damages your vehicle out on the roadway. The first thing is we contact all of these people. We make sure it's reported. We contact their insurance, get claim numbers, adjusters, things like that. If you have significant damage that needs to be repaired immediately, go ahead and get temp repairs. The main thing is for you to get back on the road, back to work. If you need to get, additional repairs completed, we suggest that you come into the terminal. I mean, we always put prime trucks first. We'll get you in and out quicker than anyone else, and we'll get you back on the road. A couple of things that we do, if someone damages your vehicle, we will, as long as we feel it's going to be collectible, we will not charge your deductible. We'll just go ahead and carry that expense ourselves. We will not charge your repair costs. We'll go ahead and have your truck and everything repaired for you. And then we will attempt to collect downtime on your behalf. We do not take any type of percentage for that. Whatever we collect, we give 100% to you guys to help offset your business expenses. Now, to be successful in all of those things, a lot of it depends on our actions and, the information we get up front. So just want to talk about a couple of things here. Let's just use, for example, you get hit in a parking lot. Try to make sure you get all the driver's information, truck numbers, trailer numbers. If there's any way you can get copies of their driver's license, their registrations, their insurance, that would be great. Take scene photos, especially if the vehicles are still connected, get good photos of that. And, if it's night or once the vehicles are apart, always get good photos of your damage because we're going to need those for the final claim against the insurance company. If you have dash cam videos, always secure those. They have been just completely instrumental in collecting on hit and runs and a lot of these lane change accidents where someone comes over and hits your mirror. Otherwise, without those, a lot of times people will say, well, I never left my lane. And it's kind of hard to collect them. The advanced trucks, guys, all of those will go through First Guard. They will handle your truck repairs and everything. They do not do downtime, so we will be happy to help you on that aspect of it. First Guard will pay your truck repairs. We will prepare downtime and collect that on your behalf. Regarding the downtime, like I said, we're going to go straight off your operating statements, and our goal is to collect all of your fixed costs and any contribution to profit that you may have lost while your truck is down. When I go back to information, I just want to say one thing. You get hit by Swift or England or something like that, and it's pretty easy for us to call them and say, hey, truck 30519 hit us. They handle everything in-house. If you get hit by one of these small guys, one of these 1 or 2 truck companies, try to get everything you possibly can. If you need to get a witness statement, have them sign it, have them write down just real briefly what happened, list their phone number. If the police will respond, get a police report. A lot of these guys are hard to contact. And when we call their insurance, unless they have like a VIN number or driver information, they can't verify whether they're covered or not, which delays the collection process even further. So does that kind of make sense on the accident part? We get hit a lot. We get hit about 35 times a week right now. So guys, kind of take this serious, protect yourself out there, get as much information as you can so we can always help you collect these.
Hey, sir, I just wanted to ask, should we be calling the cops if there's ever an incident, like every time, or?
If it seems pretty clear, you get all their information, they share everything with you, Everything's pretty straightforward. You're parked. We've got that information. I'm not saying you have to all the time. A lot of times the police will not respond to private property if there's no injuries and it's something minor. If for any reason you think it may be disputed or you're getting a hard time from the other driver, I would encourage you to call them. Yes. Yes. Any other questions on the accidents? Okay, can I put a quick plug in for cargo? Guys, just want to remind everybody to please check your bills carefully. Look at your destinations, look at your temp requirements. Let's make sure everything is right. I'm going to especially say temps. Besides accidents and reefer breakdowns, running a load at the wrong temp is our third largest claim. So no matter what you see on your Qualcomm, no matter what you hear from the shipper, look at that temperature on the bill of lading and make sure we are communicating about it and we verify we're running at the correct temp. And if for some reason you get one of these shippers that put a C behind your temperature, they're probably indicating Celsius. I hate that. It drives me crazy. But if you ever see that, like at a pharmaceutical company, we have to address it. Let's discuss it, send a copy of the bill in, and let's make sure we're running these at the right temp.
Hey, Jeff, how about this question? We've had an accident and there's nothing wrong with our truck. And the people say, well, you know what? You dented my bumper. And we say, okay, yeah, we agree. But what about, shouldn't our driver take a picture of the entire car from all angles so we don't end up doing their bumper, their trunk, their hood, their, pre-existing damage? Can you coach us on that?
Yeah, that's 100% right. It's probably been a little bit selfish just to talk about the accidents that I handle, but that's on the liability side of it. And Paul's 100% correct. If you ever have an accident where we are at fault or alleged to be at fault, take good photos of the entire vehicle. We don't want to put a scratch on their bumper and end up repairing the whole front of their car because they may have had pre-existing damage or something like that. And they're saying, hey, here's a big company of money. We'll just get them to pay the whole thing. So very good point. Yes, sir.
Ben suggested that if you suspect that the other party is under the influence, regardless if it's on private property or not, you need to call the police in that.
Very good point. Yes, I agree with that. Thank you, sir. Any other questions? All right, guys. I appreciate your time. Thanks so much.
All right, thanks, Jeff. And of course, Jeff, hopefully you got time to hang out here for a little bit after meeting, just in case anybody has any questions that, they want answered. So at each meeting here lately, we've been trying to make an effort to highlight a vendor that's either associated with Prime or here on site. So this week we've got Summer Lawn. She's in our company store. And of course, hopefully you'll talk a little bit about some stuff you have available for winter. Come on, slide over. Just a little bit more. All right, there you go. But tell us what you got going on this morning. Good morning.
Good morning. I want to introduce a new item to our collection. We got some Prime magnets. So if you are a collector or a loved one is, you definitely want to check these out, and we'll have more to come in the future. Super nice. But mainly I wanted to discuss something many of y'all have in common is CPAP equipment. You may not realize that the store does carry that. So if you get through the terminal when Cardinal is not open or operational, you can definitely stop by the store. We have longer hours and we're open 7 days a week. The one exception to the item we do not have is the masks for the CPAP. And if you ever need that, just get with Cardinal and they can bring it up to us and we can definitely do that. Hold it for you till you get to the yard during Saturday, Sunday, or after 4 o'clock. The importance of keeping your machine clean is top priority. We want to make sure you stay healthy. If you're not cleaning it at least once a week, you could have bacteria, get mold, get sick. We don't want any of that. So we definitely offer face masks, wipes, and then make sure you're replacing your tubes and your filters at least once every 3 to 4 weeks to make sure you're staying healthy and you're breathing in clean air. But I do have a couple things to give away if y'all don't mind. And you can get any of these items at Pittston, Springfield, Salt Lake City, online store, theprimeingstore.com. Definitely put in your offer or your orders and we can get you taken care of.
All right, what you giving away?
Oh, You can give away the wipes if someone needs some wipes.
I need some of those.
Those and 2 magnets, and I got a Red Friday shirt.
All right. So what you gonna do to give it away?
I can give it away to some newbies. some
All right.
items.
Love it. Love it. Go for it. So company store is located to my right, your left, at the very end of the hallway. So got any hours of
Yes.
operation?
Springfield and Pittston is Monday through Friday, 7 to 7. Saturday is 9 to 5, and Sunday is 9 to 3. Salt Lake City is still a man down, so they are only Monday through Friday, 8 to 5. If you know anybody in that area who would like a job, we're pretty great. Have them put in an application. We'll definitely look over it.
And of course, we're open 24 hours online at.
PrimeInkStore.com.
All right. Thank you so much, Summer. Appreciate you being with us this morning.
You weren't joking that you needed those, were you?
I'll give them away to somebody.
I know. All right, we're going to bring up Brandon Mallard. He's in our Human Resource Department. He's going to talk about open enrollment, which is going on currently.
Good morning. Thank you. Brandon Mallard, I handle the benefits in the HR department. Just really wanted to get up in front of you today to remind company drivers it is open enrollment right now. If you want to change your insurance, look at your plans. I do recommend, even if you're not planning on making changes, definitely take a look at them. Life does change, throughout the year. So check your beneficiaries on your life insurance, make sure they're up to date. If you do not want to make changes, you do not have to. They will roll over to next year. Independent contractors, your open enrollment with Enrollment First will start on November 1st and run through January 15th. Dave Brill is always on site on Thursdays and Fridays. He's over here to assist. Both the Enrollment Center on the company side and Enrollment First have 800 numbers to call and enroll. So we really try to make sure you're taken care of, even if you're not on site. But just wanted to get out in front of you, let you know that open enrollment is going on. As always, if you have questions, reach out to me. I'm more than happy to help. So any questions? Nope. All right. Thank you.
All right, Brandon, thank you so much. I did such a horrible job last week that we had to bring him back again this week. It's with any employer. It's so important that, Prime provides you the benefits that help you take care of yourself if you get sick or your family member gets sick. So it's so important that you take advantage of those. With open enrollment, another good thing to do, especially for our veteran drivers that have been here a long time, get with your fleet manager and make sure that your emergency contact is updated. Heaven forbid something happens to you. We want to make sure that we have whomever you want to be contacted, have the correct name, correct information. If you've recently gotten married and you want to add your wife on there or spouse on there, please just go ahead and make that call to your fleet manager and provide them with that information. So, as I'm going to ask Dee Silva to kind of make her way up here. So typically on a Friday, we wear red here at Prime. All right. And we do that RED. It's an acronym for Remember Everyone Deployed. So before I turn it over to Dee, I'm going to ask anyone that served in the armed services to stand and give us the opportunity to properly honor you for your work. Thank you so much to our veterans and to those folks that have served. We took a little bit of a deviation this week from our red, and it's Pink Out Friday. So of course my shirt's not pink, but it says Pink Out. And her shirt's not pink, but it says Pink Out. So I think everybody's kind of got the wrong little swag. I get to make fun of Brienne. Your shirt's not red or pink. It's black, but it still says Pink Out. So, excellent opportunity. We are here today. October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. This is Dee Silva. She works out in our training program, and she's going to talk about what we're doing with this whole Pink Out thing. Good morning, Dee.
Good morning. Well, thank you for having me. Good morning, everybody. Today is Pink Out Day. Simultaneously, before I get into it, it is also Eye Care Day. If you want to contribute to that, it has to do with domestic violence. Prime is all about causes, and one of our other causes is Harmony House. If you'll go to the Z building, to the security station. You can donate there. There's another desk set up over here where you can scan the QR code and get more information about that. But I'm happy to talk about Pink Out Day, not because it's a topic that is popular or happy or anything like that. We are acknowledging the fact that people are out there getting breast cancer, okay? For Breast Cancer Awareness Day, our Pink Out Day, we brought in the Mercy Mammogram bus, which is outstanding, guys. Before we even started this meeting, I went out there and I took a tour of the bus. It is just like a mobile women's clinic that has a mammogram center. It is fantastic. So if you're in the Prime Highway Diamond support group, you'll see that I posted a video about it. For those of you who did sign up and you made that appointment, whether you're an in-house associate or one of our drivers, let's give them a hand for taking the initiative for their health. As you all know, this is a very important topic to me because I recently lost my mother on August 1st to stage 4 metastatic breast cancer. I remember going to stand that last day because I got a call from the nursing home saying, you need to come up here. Her breathing is very shallow. I sat there with my mother. I felt her warm hand and her hot head go from warm to cold. It was the most painful thing I ever had to experience, guys. My mother and I didn't have all of our relationship issues worked out, but I'm so thankful that this last year, I was able to walk through this process with her. I was able to release her and let her know that I loved her and that we're gonna be fine, myself and my brothers. That you did everything that you could to support us and make sure that we had the life that we could. And I'm just so grateful that I was able to tell her that I forgave her of some things. Okay, some of you have been dealing with family members who have this same issue. Breast cancer is very painful for the caregiver. And I just want you to know that we support you here at Prime. If you're still interested in getting the Pink Out shirt, I believe you can go to the Prime app and order it. And you can also go to primeinc.com/resources and type in October fundraiser. So it has a link for eye care and it also has a link for Pink Out. Guys, I have to say this. We are so blessed to be at a company that cares about your health. If nothing else, we have this mammogram bus out here. We barely got it in here and they're gonna be making appointments until, they're gonna be doing these appointments until 1:30 this afternoon. But if nothing else, we got the conversation started. You are no good as a driver if you do not take care of your health. Guys, I've had my CDL for 32 years, and I'm not saying I was perfect during that time, but going into 2024, I need you to start taking your health seriously. We don't want to get the phone call that our driver was found in their truck anywhere in this country. Do you understand what I'm saying? This is very vital. If you want to have a long-term career in the trucking industry, you have got to take care of yourself. Make sure you're eating better foods. Make sure if you're not an exercise person, I'm not, y'all. Guess what I do every day? At some point in my day, I take a walk. Okay, the very simplest things, little changes in your diet, little changes in the habits that you do every single day. We are the fleet that is going to set the tone for the rest of the industry, whether you believe it or not. And the best way that you can do that is to be healthy. Give people a reason to want to come over here to Prime. I'm sorry, guys, I tend to get real passionate because I've learned that if I take care of myself, I have more energy at work. I have more energy to do the job that I was called to do. And if you ask any one of our students, I really pour into them beyond what they need to learn for work. And so I'm asking you, going into 2024, to make one small change. One small change can make all the difference in the world. You guys have a blessed, wonderful day. Back to you, Dennis.
You know, it's always a pleasure to listen to the words of DSO. We always appreciate what you do. So, well, one thing we will ask all our folks that are donning pink and peek out shirts, join us probably right here, right after the meeting. We'll take a quick photo opportunity. So, you know, we had a fantastic meeting today. We talked about a little bit of a compliance. We talked about some things that'll keep you safe on the road during this winter weather season. We gave old Paul Higgins the microphone and let him talk for about a half an hour. You know, so it's been really good. D Silva, you know, come and talked about, you know, the things that are going to keep you safe and keep you healthy. Health is wealth. You know, Steve Wucky's going to come up here and probably talk about how well things are and how good of a job we're doing and how much money each one of you is making, but it all doesn't matter. None of it matters if you're not healthy enough to take advantage of it. So Steve Wucky, come on up. This is Steve Wucky. He's our Vice President of Sales and Marketing. Before we give you the microphone.
So Brandon, who is up here from Human Resources, just wanted to mention that if you are a company driver with Prime's insurance, that this mammogram bus is 100% covered.
All right, give that a round of applause.
Thanks, John, I appreciate it.
Good morning,
Hey,
Steve.
thank you,
Always
man.
good to have you up here.
You too, brother.
Thank you so much.
So we've had a big week here at Prime. You know, we celebrated our associates and drivers that have been here 10 years. And then the next night, we recognized all of our associates that were in town that have been here 15 and beyond years. And it is amazing how many of our drivers and associates have invested so much time in our company, have really helped us drive the culture that has made us, in my opinion, and I think most people in this room would agree, the best trucking company in the country. And we're proud of that. We're a trucking company. We're a health company. We're a growth company. We're a service company. We're a lot of different things. But we want to be safe. If you don't take anything else away from this meeting, take away the fact that safety is our highest calling. And, you know, these scores that we're talking about, Dennis is talking about, I know we've got people in this room that literally have millions of miles safe driving. And I'm not going to say that perhaps you didn't have your seatbelt fastened in all those miles, because we get a few tickets regarding that. We just need to do better on these scores for a couple of reasons. Number one, to me, it misrepresents the true safety of our company. However, it's public. Our customers can look at those scores and get a perception of something that is not quite correct. And when they get the perception that maybe we're not as safe as we think we should be, that's a problem. They allocate freight based off of safety, and they should. So please think in terms of not just safe miles, but compliance as well, okay? Get those dadgum seat belts fastened. They'll save your life if something bad happens. So that's so low-hanging fruit, all right? Please think about that. You know, business in general seems to be picking up a bit. It has been a tough year, tough 12 months or so, but we're winning. We see a lot of these third-party people, non-asset guys, have really struggled leaving the marketplace, which creates more capacity for good carriers like Prime. Our strategy has always been very simple. We don't want to be low price. We want to be low cost. We won't match up on the cheapest rate. That's not going to get us where we want to be. So we've just chosen not to grow our fleet. We try to protect the earnings of our existing operators until this cycle passes, which we see it's bottomed out and seems to be coming back for us. So just gut it out, hang in there. There was a question about winter, and don't be a victim. It was over here, I think, whoever asked that question. Here's what I want you to know. I don't think we have a customer, and I know most of them, that would expect you to leave their lot if it's not safe. So if that occurs, you call your fleet manager. He can call a sales guy over here. Our sales team's outstanding. They build relationships with customers. We're not going to put you in a bad position, and I don't think our customers will do that either. Okay, so please keep that in mind. Don't be a victim. You know, we're all about transparency here. We'll give you answers. We'll find the person that has the right answer here at Prime. So please ask questions. You new people, the best thing you can do is ask. We got a group of guys over here that have been here forever. Well, not forever, but they've been here for a while. They're experienced. These experienced operators here will be happy to help you when you have questions, okay? So don't hesitate to ask. Look, I really appreciate all you do for us. We sell the service that you give us to sell, and we cannot thank you enough. Nobody does it better. Nobody does it better than these Prime operators. So thank you for what you do. Those of you that are out there on the road, thank you all very much for what you're doing, and do it safely. I'm going to have the guy that started this company a few years ago. He dressed kind of casual today, but he's a pink out guy. He's a total pink out guy, man. Right here, Robert Lowe.
Yeah.
Robert Lowe.
Hey, thanks, folks.
Now, you had a birthday this month, didn't you?
You did too, didn't you?
Well, I ask you first.
And yours is a few numbers.
Hey, man, it's just a number. It's just a number.
Well, when I grow up, I want to be.
There you go. Well,
Just
thank
like
you very much.
Yeah.
Proud of you all. Thanks, Robert.
Hey, yeah. Yeah, Steve, thank you. You know, talking about being proud, you know, this management team that's up here and presenting to you all this morning, they're pretty darn good. And I'm very proud of them. You take the beautiful Dee Sova, Dennis Davis, you know, all these speakers, Brandon, you know, these folks, Jeff, I mean, even Paul Higgins, you know, they do know what they're talking about, and they're here to help you. And they do appreciate you because, you know, that's what Prime's all about, is recognizing that drivers are the ones that make it happen. You're the ones that get out there on the road, make the sacrifices. I mean, I wouldn't make a living if it weren't for you all. And I want to tell you that I truly thank you and appreciate what you do. I did it way back in the day. I think it was a heck of a lot easier back in the day because, you know, fuel was 18 cents a gallon. You could drive as fast as you wanted to and, you know, just dodge the Smokies. You know, it was all good. You know, that's not the right model nowadays. You know, it's, you know, efficient. It's being productive, but not accomplishing that by being unsafe. So I appreciate what you all do. I'll just reiterate that your health is very important to us. It's important because you're a safer driver, a more rested driver if you're healthy, but it's important to us because truck driving can be an unhealthy occupation. You know, let's just be real about it. It can be unhealthy. And we don't want to see you sacrifice years of your life, your precious life, for this occupation. There are ways to keep it healthy, and we want to help with that. So, you know, we have these health and wellness folks and these trainers. They're here to help you, and they're delighted to do so because like me and like the rest of the managers here, you know, they share our appreciation for drivers and what they do. So I respect you. Appreciate you very much. God bless each of you, and please be safe out there.